legends, and welcome to the first video at 800 Club for English, introducing the Common Universities Entrance Test CUET UG 2025. And as you can see, 0 to Zenith. That's what we'll go. That's what we all have to strive for. Why the 800 Club? What's all this about? You'll be wondering. Well, we'll cover all of that. But before that, I'll just introduce myself. Uh, I am Garv. I'm in my third year of bachelor's in business economics from College of Vocational Studies, University of Delhi. I recently wrote a book on soft skills, and and when it came, my journey with CUET is a bit of, you could say, having prior knowledge per se, but that doesn't matter. For you, we'll start right from scratch. We'll aim for the best because 800, well, you know why 800. That's the maximum one can get. And as Harvey Specter says, life is this, but he likes this. So that's the thing. And back to the point for CUET, UG20, I gave it in 2022. My learning curve was more so that I had a habit of reading newspapers on the daily. I had a subscription to the Live Mint at the time, and I consume newspapers online, obviously, but I would prefer if I could read them in print form. It's much more relaxing to the eye, but this is a computer-based exam, so you don't need to worry much about that. Uh, so I transferred my reading skills to reading comprehensions. As you can see, that's my favorite part of favorite component of English in CUET because I think for reading comprehensions, it's one thing where you can get all your marks without like having to break a sweat really. Because if you can read, you can do it all. If you can comprehend, you can do it all. So that's how it works. I personally, I was able to transfer my like reading skills to CUET, but one problem I faced was when I started off, I was unable to identify option traps, and this is very important, guys. You need to note it is an objective exam. It's not subjective. Like boards, I would say there's literature, there's obviously your unseen passage, and there's some form of grammar. I don't remember now. It's been a while, but correct me if I'm wrong. So obviously, literature you have to do a bit of rote learning. You can't just rely on pure intuition. Aside from, of course, your uh, unseen passages, those are obviously more so on what you know. But yeah, the point is you cannot rote learn, and I'll cover that later on as well. So moving forward, uh, why the 800 Club? So you can see I put a quote from The Art of War. It's my favorite book. Definitely would recommend you can read it if you could. Um, what the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins but excels in winning with ease. Don't Cutoffs are boring. Get 800. Simple as that. That's why we're the 800 Club. Mm, nothing else to explain. So I've already covered most of the stuff that I'll be covering later on. So we'll also be talking about how to proceed with with the content that we'll be putting out on YouTube. I would say it's a vast syllabus, so there'll be more emphasis on application of all your concepts because everything is interlinked. Also, how to use the content here we'll be putting. You need to embrace the language. It's not don't treat it like an exam. Treat it like you'll be learning the language and you'll you'll just you'll carry it through beyond into your college years and beyond that as well. Obviously, for the exam, you need to be prepared, but that's the point. You don't like go prepare like I'm doing CUET English to crack the exam. Don't think of it like that. Obviously, you need 200, but think think of it this way. I personally saw English as, obviously it's my favorite subject because of how vast everything is, so you can't complete everything. I personally, like, whatever I learned, I used to just write it down. That's what I do today, even with uh, other subjects as well. You write it down. Reading makes you complete. Writing makes you complete. And when I talked about this, the syllabus, it's there's no syllabus, I would say. Actually, it's not vast. There's no syllabus. You just do and do and do. You just study English, and you still don't know. You still haven't completed the syllabus. Even if you do like 10 years, you won't be able to complete it. Seriously, because there's so much stuff. But what's asked in CUET, I'll cover that right here. So obviously it's vast, but mostly what's asked is reading comprehension, sentence structuring, grammar, and language and vocabulary. And for all of this, I would say try to read more, try to write your stuff down, and just stay consistent. Because everything what you learn in grammar you'll be able to use in all three. What you learn in language you can apply to reading comprehensions and sentence structuring, phrasal verbs, synonyms, antonyms, literary passages, all of it. I personally started off with solving RCs because that was what I knew, but I would suggest start off with pick up something you think would be your best, like strong suit when it comes to English, and then take stuff up from there. But if you want to start from scratch, I would say start from grammar and then branch into RCs and sentence structuring, and language vocab go side by side. Uh, that's what I would suggest. And finally, this is not boards I've mentioned. There's no syllabus. You can't rote learn. Try to think from the examiner's perspective. Why did they put these four options? Why not? Why could this be the answer and not this? I made this mistake a lot when I was practicing. I always got trapped by the options because the examiner is evil. They want you to get it wrong. So yeah, that's that. And aim for the best. We'll get 800 and you'll get your dream institute. All the best to all. Peace out. And in case you have any queries, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll be gladly taking up all of them. That's it from my end. Thank you.